Good morning and welcome to our science class. This is Miss Cruz speaking, and today it's Monday. I know everybody loves Mondays. It's Monday, May 4th, and the year is 2020. Please make sure that you have your book with you, your notebook, and your pencil. Take notes of the video for the science class. Make sure that you understand everything here. If you have any question, you have to let me know, okay? Go to your book to page 38. Page number 2, glossary of the parts of a flower. Number 1, this is only a review from the last week science class. That's why I named it number 1. So let's review all of this one more time. Anther, the part at the top of the filaments that produce the pollen. Calyx, the whole outer part that produces the flower before it opens. The calyx is made of several sepals. Corolla, the collective net of all the individual petals. Filaments, the long thin parts of the flower that hold the anthers. Petals, the outside part of the plant that are often very colorful. Still, the collective net of all the female parts of the flowers. And pollen, the pollen that the anther produce. Remember, there was a picture on the previous class where you have the flower and all of the names, the parts of a flower labeled in a flower. Okay, now we are going to move to page number 3, and then we are going to read the parts of a plant number 2. Okay, let's continue to the next page. Page number 3, glossary of the parts of a flower. This is the second part. Now we are going to talk about new terms or new parts of a flower. If you have any question about where these parts are located in a flower, you have to go to page number 6, and there you're going to see a flower with all its parts labeled. Okay, ovary. An ovary is the largest part at the bottom of the style where the ovules are. The ovary becomes the fruit after fertilization. Ovule. The eggs of the flower in the ovary. This is the part that becomes the seed after fertilization. Sepal. The individual parts of the calyx. Stamen. The collective name for the main parts of the flower. These include the filaments and anthers. Stem, the part of the plant that hold the flower. Stigma, the top part of the pistil. This is the part that collects the pollen. And style, the part between the stigma and the ovary. Probably you can get confused because the flower has a lot of parts, but when you see the picture, you are going to find out where all these parts are located in a flower and how you can identify all of them. And when you read each part, you're going to find out where these parts are located in a flower. At the bottom, at the top, next to the stem, on the sepals. Okay, so listen to the pronunciation and make sure that you can identify all these parts in a flower. Look the picture on page number 6 if you still have any question, and find where all these parts are located in a flower. Page number 4 in this video, and the title is Process that Flowers Follow to Make Seeds. Where are you going to find all this information? In your book. The page number is 39. Go to your book, page 39, and with this information you are going to be able to complete number 7. Page 39, number 7. You are going to be able to complete the homework with this information. So listen carefully, please. Now, what is going to happen? How this process is going to be about it. Listen. First, the plant have to produce flowers. As the flower develop, they are protected by the calyx. When a flower is ready, it opens, and its petals help attract birds and insects. This is important for many plants because when birds and insects go to flowers, pollen from the anthers stick to their bodies. The birds and insects then carry some of the pollen to other flowers. Remember that not all flowers do this. Some flowers spread pollen by air or water. Some of the pollen grains reach the sticky stigma of the flower, and this is when pollination happens. The pollen makes a tube form of the style to the ovary at the bottom. When the pollen connects with the ovule, we get fertilization and seeds start to grow. At that stage, the flower is no longer needed. The flower dies away and the fruits start to grow. Now, the conclusion is the following, or the process is the following. First, the calyx protects the flower before it's open. The next one, the flower opens. The next step in the process is going to be the petals help attract insects and birds. Then pollen from the anther sticks to the body of the birds and insects. The insects and birds carry pollen to other flowers. The pollen transfers from the birds or insect to the stigma at the top of the style. Pollination happens. The pollen makes a tube down the style to the ovary. The pollen fertilizes the ovule in the ovary. And finally, the seed starts to grow up in the ovary, and the ovary becomes the fruit. So this is the process how a new seed is going to be created by this process. Okay, so listen carefully to this part, and then you're going to be able to answer page 39, number 7. Page number 5. How do plants spread their seed? It's a question. And you're going to find the information to be able to complete that question on page 40. Now, look the top of your page. You have dandelion, you have cockleburr, coconut, pea, blackberry, sycamore, and hazelnut. With this information, you're going to be able to answer the bottom of page 40, forms of seed dispersal. Now, before you can be able to answer the homework, let me explain you something about how do plants spread their seed. Plant has involved many forms of seed dispersal. Look what you have in your video. Seed dispersal, and then you have 4 ways that the seed is going to travel from its parental plants to another plant. Okay, the first one that you have is by wind. The next one is going to be by exposure, by animal, and by water. And every plant has a different way of travel. Let's talk first about seed dispersal by wind. Some plants use the wind to spread their seed. And the first example that we have is dandelion. The dandelion uses a kind of parachute. So its seed float on the wind. Another example that we have is the sycamore. The sycamore seed also use the wind and arc like wings. Okay, now let's go to the other side. Let's talk about water. How do plants spread their seed by water? Many plants use the water to spread their seeds. Some plants, like the coconut, look the picture that you have there. You have the coconut and you have the seed dispersal by water. So the coconut tree have seed that float so the river or the sea can carry them. Another method that the plants use to spread their seed is by animals. Many plants use animals to transport their seed. Plants like the blackberry produce fruit that animal wants to eat. The animal digests the fruits, but often excretes the seed a long way from the plant. Some animals collect nuts and store them in the ground, but some of these germinate. The seed of the cucumber stick to animals and then fall off a long way from the parental plants. And other way that seed dispersal is by self-dispersal. For example, when a pea pops right, it explodes and then the peas fly out in different directions. Some plants have involved ingenious form of self-dispersal or expulsion. Look the picture that we have right here in our video. Expulsion. Can you see this? When the pea puff dries and it explodes. Look what happened when they explode. And the peas fly out in different directions. So that's how plants spread their seed. By wind, like the dandelion, and the sycamore, expulsion like the pea, and by animals like the blackberry, and by water like the coconut. Okay, so remember this. When you see this picture, you have to remember how do plants spread their seed. There are 4 ways that plants use to spread their seed. By wind, by expulsion, by animals, and by water. With this information, you are going to be able to answer page 40, the bottom part. with the information that you have at the top. Remember, if you still have any question, you have to let me know. Finally, we are on page number 6. And here you have an example of a flower and its part. Look, the pistil is the female part of the plant. Then you have a stigma. It's right here. Its style. Look where the style is located. The ovary. The oval. Sepal. Stem. Calyx. Filaments. The anthers. The stamen, male part of the plant. So the plant have the male part and have the female part. The female part is the pistil, and the stamen is the male part. Look right here. This look like a octopus. It's here. You have the pollen. Look, the corolla, the petal. You have all the parts right here. You should be able to answer page 38 with this information. And remember, when you have a flower, you should be able to locate or to label its part with this information. Now, the homework, what the homework is going to be about. The homework, you need to study the information. Go back to the video and review the video one more time. Make sure that you remember how the fourth way that the C is going to be spread by. Let me see if I can remember. It's going to be by wind, by expulsion, by animals, and by water. Okay, so you need to complete in your science book page 38, page 39, page 40, and page 42. Make sure that your work is neat and tidy. Make sure that you use the correct letter. Make sure that you use capital letter if it's necessary. Make sure that you underline the titles in your notebook if it's necessary. Okay? Let me know if you have questions. You have my number. You can give me a call or you can send me a WhatsApp if you have a question. So this is going to be your science class for today. And remember, continue praying, continue asking Jesus for protection for you and your family. Goodbye, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.